Hi guys, welcome back, and we are about to dive into our next set, which is going to be ACES Gaming versus One Ball Rush. But first, of course, we have that wonderful and beautiful showgirl to show you guys. You know, she's working hard for the money. She's working so hard for the money, right? Just standing there looking pretty, wearing clothes that are unfathomably uncomfortable. But here we go. We're going to dive into that ring girl right now. All right. There we go. Jacqueline Yu, maybe?
Yeah.
All right. So, and we can see that the additional 3 letters she is holding up are QYC. So it's LWKQYC. Everybody write that down back at home. And we will gradually grant you guys the rest of the remaining code as time goes on. Also, don't forget to vote for your favorite ring girl. Of course, that would be the bit.ly link below. That would be bit.ly/ringgirlq2. And it looks like our game number 1 for ACES Gaming and One Ball Rush is going to be on Prokhorovka.
Yep.
And I've heard a lot of people just call it Prok for short because, well, we English-speaking people don't like to learn Russian. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, I can say "Я не понимаю по-английски" and that's it. And well, actually, that's bad. That's broken. That means I don't understand English, but I could say "Я не понимаю по-русски" and that means I don't speak Russian or I don't understand Russian.
Okay.
That kind of thing. To any Russian Australians out there, no offense intended. Okay, so tank loadout, Ram 2, nice armor, nice firepower, lacking in speed. Chafe, T49 for it's looking like One Ball, and then we're going to have T1 Heavy, a Chafe, and an M7 coming out for Team ACES Gaming. All right. So thoughts on this particular map?
Yeah, but normally we didn't see, some top teams they use any heavy tank here, and on the ACES Gaming, the Immortal second team they choose a T1, and on the Rush team, I mean the One Ball Rush, they choose a Range 2. The both tank is not that good on this map. I have to say that. Normally they choose a T49 M7 and a Chafe, but the both team choose somewhat different tanks here. I'm not sure how they gonna use these 2 tanks, but maybe they have something new here. And I still remember the One Ball Rush, the wrong team. They use a KB1 on the week 2 or week 3, and the K1 almost doing nothing and was sniping died.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things that kind of hurts just a little bit. Well, I did notice that the M7 is going to be accompanying the M24 Chafe here for, I believe, ACES Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, that tank has a little bit more speed to offer than, say, what is coming from... No, I'm sorry, the T49 is actually pretty fast, but it's got paper-thin armor.
Yep. Yeah, really fast.
All right. Okay.
And then on this week, they got a Black Hawk, a pretty good tournament player on the UAD team before.
All right, There we go. So spawning to the north, once again, we have, I believe, the One Ball Rush team. And spawning to the south would be our Immortals team that is known as ACES Gaming. And it looks like, thus far, both sides are just going to rush straight up the middle.
Yep.
And looking at the present position from the M7, Neverbest, as well as, I'm sorry, our KV1 over there, it looked like he was going to run across one light tank, and the Chafe is just going to play spot man from Immortals.
Yep.
AKA ACES.
Because of we got different mod here, so we don't know who was spotted. But
right.
Yeah, but I bet the Chafe already know. I mean the Immortal team already know where is the enemy team right now.
Oh man, and one shot already fired, and that's going to hit, but is that going to reveal the position of our T1 Heavy to the enemy team? Wow. All right, Neverbest is in, I wouldn't say a total heap of trouble, but that T49 he's got an itchy trigger finger, and now it looks 25. Like this isn't good. That was just now One rushes
Yo.
Keth, who is taken down.
Yeah.
He keeps sniping.
Yeah, and the T-49
On the lower ground.
Yeah, on the lower ground cannot offer any support.
Right, he wasn't too terribly helpful, and now he's in
Yeah.
danger of falling himself. And it looks like it's going to be our M7 and M24 Chafe that take him down. That would actually be Amazona, as well as Neverbest. And
Yep.
this is all up to basically Scyther to try and win this in his M24 Chafe. He's going to give it a shot, but I mean, he's taking so much damage, to be perfectly honest with you guys, that I don't know if he can, I don't think he can pull out the win here.
Yeah, absolutely, I think.
I mean, he wasn't cornered until the very end there, but I mean, even if there was just an exchange of fire, playing picks, continuing to play, he eventually would have been hit. It's just it's only the realistic thing to expect. So, I don't know if I can give it a shot at analysis this time. Like, what I think happened there was the T-49 never had a chance to shoot at any of the guys on ACES Gaming. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Because of he got really wrong position there.
Yeah.
He cannot offer any support fire. So on this match, I have to say like somewhat like 2 tanks versus 3. So that's why the one ball rush team lost so fast, I think. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a sour pickle to swallow, to be perfectly honest with you guys. But I mean, that seemed to be one thing that was key and standing out from the very beginning of this game. He just couldn't get to a spot where he could hit the enemy tanks. He couldn't really spot them at the beginning, do you think, with the camo reading of those tanks?
Actually, they got Chafe, right? And then they got Chafe, and the enemy team have a T1. So that's not that possible. They cannot see where is the T1. If they know where is the T1, they should relocate the T-49 for any help. But on the lower ground, they cannot offer. The T-49 cannot offer any support there.
All right. Well, I mean, that's the way the cookie crumbles on this game. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But hopefully, we can see something. I wouldn't say more exciting, but definitely something a little bit more. How do I say? Less one-sided in game number 2 after this. After this short break. All right, guys, welcome back to game number 2 between One Ball Rush and ACES Gaming. And for those of you who are new to the scene here, ACES Gaming is actually a split off from Immortals team, one of the stronger teams throughout the entire Wargaming League Asia. And they're constantly keeping their name out there. I mean, it seems like every week we've had them out here, except for, of course, week 2 when we had a typhoon hit the Philippines, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, again, that's just the way things happen some days. And it looks like we're gonna have Ram 2 Chaffee and a T49 coming out for One Ball Rush yet again. M7 T1 and a Chaffee coming out from ACES Gaming.
Yeah, they're both Immortal team have the same setup. They use a T1 here.
All right, and now we're getting into mines. And what do you think of the loadout? Do you think we're going to see both teams rush for the center of the map or no?
I don't think so. The Immortal, I mean another Immortal, trying to guard the west part, so we might do the same thing again. I'm not sure, but just watch.
All right, so spawning to the south, we have, it's going to be One Ball Rush, and spawning to the north is going to be our Immortals team, ACES Gaming. But already one of them's been spotted?
No. It's a new mod.
New mod glitch?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Okay. On One Ball Rush, they trying to hold the west part.
And I think I can see something like Blackhawk in that T49. He's stuck not too far away from spawn.
Yeah, but T49 is really fast, so he may not be spotted.
All right. Well, there we go.
Ooh,
missed shot. That's kind of precious. That's something that you know, our M7 here. It's just a little bit of damage, but at the same time, it's something he's not gonna get the chance to do again. If we see One Ball Rush stay on top of the game.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Amazona still poking around that south end, just making sure no one's camping in spawn or trying to bait out some shots here and there. And aka Sirius is just going to be hanging around over here. And for those of you who don't know already, it looks like we're going to have ACES Gaming playing off of their 1-point advantage, and that's going to basically allow them to play as passively as defensively as they want to.
Yep.
And at the end of this game, if there's a draw, then that means our Vietnamese team will get 1 point and they have a victory. This is actually a very popular trend since the Wargaming League Asia, or excuse me, Wargaming League Europe tournament began. I noticed a few teams are playing off of that 1-point advantage as well. Scyther and the rest of his team knows that they have to make a play here. They know that they have to at least kill 1 tank here to pull out a victory. And again, that's just the way this cookie kind of crumbles, if you will. All right. So thoughts so far, Edison? I mean, what is it? What do you make of what ACES Gaming is doing right now?
Maybe they just, as you said, they want to make a draw position here, I think. And the T1 stand there is really nice. I say that if he got any chance to fire, he would have very good cover there, because the T1 is really high tank. I have to say that the height of T1 is really his torrent can he can hide his body behind a rock and only show up the torrent there. So if he had to fight there, he would got a very nice cover.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
and they use the M7 to spot any enemy tank go through the west-north part, so they don't worry about enemy go to the capture circle. And they got a T1, they got a Chaffee to control the mid-south, so they just want to draw, I think, on this position.
I mean, it sounds like the safest move to make. If they try to rush the enemy team, yeah, they might have a shot at killing them. Yeah, they'll make the game end just a little bit sooner. But at the same time, they're also playing kind of a big risk because they don't have full information on the enemy team's present position. And it looks like Scyther is pinging the C3 and D4 area. He wants to kind of move out there and see if he can get some better picks. I mean, honestly, One Ball Rush right now, they know that just staying where they are right now. Nothing's going to change. They have to, again, just make that damage happen and try and get that one tank pick off.
Yep.
Well, what'd you guys have for breakfast? I'm kidding.
Yeah, we only have 6 minutes here, so.
Yeah, I mean, something's bound to happen relatively soon. Nice hit onto Scyther, and that's just gonna keep him buried a little bit more. Although that was a nice little, I guess you could say, vengeance shot coming out from the T49, or was it the M7? No, I'm sorry.
T49.
T49. What on earth is wrong with me? There's no M7 on the one ball rush team.
Yeah.
All right.
So who has the better gun, Chaffee or T49?
Absolutely, Chaffee.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but T49 is a TD.
Yeah, it's a TD, but it's only a TD. You know, it's a tier 5 TD, but Chaffee is tier 5 light tank.
Okay. So usually light tanks in the same tier has.
It's a pretty special light tank. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, we got a tier 5 like a T50-2. We got a tier 5 called VK2801. Yeah, and the Chaffee, the 3 tank is really OP, but T50-2 is already gone, and the VK2801 is nerfed. So right now we only have an OP tank in Chaffee tier 5 right now.
The only OP tank left, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
He might be the worst one before, but
Really?
so he never nerfed. But right now, after his counterpart is nerfed, he becomes the best one.
I see.
I gotta say, I mean, just from an observer's position, just from watching this game so far, I can't really say that I've noticed any nerfs going to the M24 Chaffee. Scyther playing it really risky there. He's doing some nice damage, but at the same time, he's taking a good chunk.
Yeah, he missed.
Yeah. I don't know. Can an M7 kill that M24 Chaffee in one more shot, do you think, Edison?
Yeah, it's possible, but he missed it.
All right. Well, it looks like, oh man, Amazon is coming right around the corner. He knows where that M24 Chaffee is, and he wants to steal out the lead for his team. Is he going to get that hit? He missed. He missed, and he takes a huge chunk of damage in exchange.
Yep.
All right. Well, Keith just trying to stay calm and hit the enemy team. It's really, I think, all he needs to do at this point.
Yeah, and the T1 gonna come in.
All right. So, our game resumes, and it looks like, I think a part of ACES gaming is just tired of sitting around and doing nothing. They're now, I guess you could say, backtracking through their own spawn to find better hit positions, and that's a nice shot coming out from our M24 Chaffee Amazona at this moment. Nice hits left and right, 211 damage.
Wow.
Yeah, and the Chaffee on the one ball rush team, he cannot over any support.
Oh my
by
god, that's only one shot left for Keith. He's down to 12 HP. Those are two extremely low HP tanks, and guess what? Now it is going to be Scythe being taken out of this game. Not long after, Black Hawk and Keith all in the same 3 seconds. Part of this just says to me, I don't know how to say it, but tortured to death is what happened to One Ball Rush just now. I mean,
yeah. Normally we see, we saw a lot of match before, right? So I do remember every team they go through water, they never win that because if you in the water, that means you cannot offer any support fight to the higher ground.
Right.
So your enemy team gonna shoot you from higher ground to your rest teammate. That means you only have 2 here. So the 3 keep shooting you guys.
This is what
every time they're doing the same thing.
This is kind of what I saw from my perspective. I mean, Scyther ran into the water because he was trying to bait out that M7 from Team ACES Gaming, and it just didn't really happen.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't taking the bait. He's like, nope, I've already done enough damage to you, and I'm just gonna back off. Maybe let my teammates take you down. Maybe let someone turn the corner and get the final hit on you, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the end, it seemed like One Ball Rush couldn't get the plays to happen in their favor.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest.
Yeah. On the side of position, I have to say that because of normally we won't take any position on the lower ground. It's because of you won't have any cover. If you have high ground, you just pull back and no one can shoot you. But if you on the lower ground first, maybe your enemy gonna show up only a turret, so it got higher bounce rate. and you got low precision. So on the tank design, we don't have really good armor to against the high ground attack. You know, so if we gonna attack, we won't take a lower position. You know.
All right.
So. So that's why we see most of the team, if they march into the water, they lose the match on the mice, I think.
Yeah, basically. Well, that's going to conclude set number 2. We're going to see Coalition, excuse me, we're going to see Cold Diggers versus One Ball Rush.
No, I don't think so.
No, in the
It's
third place, fourth place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to see ACES
I-
Gaming
yeah.
versus Puntinong in the first prize, second prize match, and that's going to determine who's going to go on to compete for cash at the QIC finals on when would the date be, Alpha? Do you know?
It should be on August 16th and 17th.
Yep.
All right, so food for thought, and we'll see you guys after this short commercial break.